I read this thing the other day called a boiling frog syndrome. They say if you drop a frog into a pot of boiling water, it will jump straight out. But if you drop a frog into a pot of tepid water and slowly turn the heat up, it won't notice it's being boiled alive. Well, that got me thinking, specifically about the month of June 1996, a time when I failed to notice my own water getting hot because 3 major things happened to distract me. 1, on the 19th, I turned double digits, 10, and I was allowed to get my hair cut at that bougie place. The lady blow-dried my hair straight. The way I swaggered back into school, wide-stride, flicking my locks from shoulder to shoulder. Then Daniel Ford, most popular boy in our year, asked to go out with me. He dumped me 2 days later, but it didn't matter because I tasted it. I was moving through those halls different. 2, the Spice Girls released Wannabe. A track that lasted 2 minutes and 25 seconds but made me feel like Dorothy sliding from black and white into Technicolor. I can't. But every 90s girl and gay guy knows. 3, my mum did right to buy on a council house. Obviously, it was still the same raggedy ass house, but I stood a bit taller in the playground going, but my mum's got a mortgage though. Didn't know what a mortgage was, but I know it makes me better. Then bam, 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 my luck keeps coming because now we own the gaff. My dad says he's going to do a loft extension. Now, you know these days we have multi-hyphenates. Yeah, so you've got model, singer, actor. Well, my dad was rag and bone man, drug dealer, evil motherfucker. So he just busts a hole in this roof, whacks in some stairs and just nails MDF over the beams and calls it a floor. Stateless man. But I didn't care. Because I spent 10 years in a box room in a single bed with my little sister, Irish twins, 16 months apart. I tell you, we were so close when we was little, I swear I did not know where I ended and she began. We were so close, we even used to sit on the toilet seat together. Our little butts squeezed together on the toilet seat and counting each other in, going 1, 2, 3. And we'd fall asleep in each other's arms every night. Our 2 little bodies slotted together like warm little question marks. But whatever. I dropped her. I skid marked up those stairs. Now, the aesthetic was barren. But I knew that there was a skip down the back of the lane with a rolled up strip of pink carpet in it. So I dragged that in, did a ceremonial unfurling. Then the walls, they were that like, you know that yellow insulation stuff? Pure asbestos, not good. So I covered them with every poster I could find of the Spice Girls. And I even cut up little pictures of them, any little picture of them I could find in like magazines, newspaper articles, till I kid you not, I had about 1 million Spice Girls eyes bawling at me. It was giving serial killer. But Rome had been built. My own room, man. Now, you know what makes a church feel like a church is just how we treat the space, yeah? So it's the rituals, the prayers, the weightiness of the walls. Well, that's how I treated my attic. It was holy. And boy, did I pray. Every night, I'd listen to the cassette of the Spice album on repeat, cycling through all these little melodramatic fantasies in my head, like, example, the Spice Girls came to perform at my school. Now, they're in the middle of Two Become One when Mel B shouts, "Stop! Cut the track!" And she points at me in the crowd. And I'm going, "Who, me?" And all the other kids are torn up with jealousy as I walk on by. And then in front of everyone, Baby's like, we've asked Mel C to leave the band. We want you to join instead. I mean, my jaw hits the floor. But I go, but I can't. I've got to do my sats. Then Ginger's like, you're not going to need them, hon. But I love your hair. That been blow dried. I mean, it's good stuff, innit? I'll just lay about in my bed, twizzling my legs, luxuriating in this stuff till I fall asleep. But like I said, that all just got me so distracted because I'm not noticing how hot the water's getting. But little reminders will cut through, like, suddenly out of nowhere, this obsession hits me that I've got to use my thumbs to push down outside of my fingernails, otherwise my dad's going to murder my mum and my sister. that particular fear used to drip down the back of my neck as constant as my heartbeat. It was like the more scared I got, the more I had to control this one little space. Middle of July, I'm about to finish primary school, when my eyes fling open one night. Everything's quiet, but there's this electric tang in the air. The current of my father's rage being pulsed up to me. Then it's him shouting, her screaming, followed by these sickening thuds. There's my little sister's bare feet paddling up my stairs, scared eyes, sucking her thumb. 10 minutes later, my mum flies in, chucks 2 bin baggers at us. Pack your bags, we're leaving, take what you need because we ain't never coming back. She was trying her best. I know that with my whole heart, but saying that to a kid, it's just so frightening. It stays with you. And all that weren't even anything new. It just hit harder this time because I was leaving my church. And I was running in my room trying to find what was most precious, but the answer was everything. Everything was precious. And my mum's calling my name, the 3 of us pound into the hallway, and there's this crack, wood splintering everywhere, because my dad's gone and kicked in our coffee table. See a flash of his face, bright red eyes, wild. Says he's gonna slit our throats. Says the only way you 3 bitches are leaving here is in body bags. We ran. And it's the silence of the car, driving through dead 3 a.m. streets. Me and my little sister in our 90s, our little thighs squashed together on the back seat, trembling with fear. My heart breaking because of that pink carpet I'll never see again. We'd have a few places we'd go, so sometimes we'd turn up at my nana's, us clutching our bin bags and her in her dressing gown. I would go to my auntie's, or if it was one of the occasions where my brother wasn't in prison or sleeping on the streets, then we'd go to whatever bedsit he had. We'd be waiting in the corridor while my mum went in and swept up his syringes. It was this mingled stench of bleach and piss. The bare light stripped down, beating on us, exposing our secrets. And you know what I felt in those moments? Not happy to be alive, not glad to be saved, nah. I felt pathetic. Sick to my stomach that we didn't have a home anymore, and that we had to beg to be let in someone else's. 10 years old, but I knew what shame tasted like. It weren't even nice though. Like, we frequently had no hot water, no electric and no food, and it was the place where I was afraid we was all gonna die. But that weren't all of it, because it was also the place where I used to sing, and I used to dance, and I used to play with my sister and play with my cat, and it'd be the place where I'd walk into a room and my mum's eyes would light up and she'd say, "What you doing, darling?" And I knew from her eyes that I was proper loved. And it was even the place where my dad would come home sometimes with a Mars bar in his pocket that he'd cut in half for me and my sister. And it was a place where I built myself a church to dream from. So whatever else it was, the bricks and mortar of that place felt solid, and they made me feel solid too. So a few weeks later, when my dad did the whole sad man routine and convinced my mum things would be different if we'd come home, I didn't resist. Far from it. I'd gladly jump back in that pot. So yeah, that frog thing just got me thinking.